Hey, just want to say this is our final day of meditation, and I just want to talk about the prayer and meditation that this event is about. We are going to talk at the top of the call of how many donations we have received at this point. We're going to talk about unrested labor, and we're going to share in song, in prayer, in celebration. But also be clear the why we're doing a meditation and prayer instead of like raffling off things or matching funds is that I really would like us to really examine what it means to support unrested labor and that what does it mean to do it in a way that's not heavy labor on us, the folks of the global majority that are doing this work, and how much we give of ourselves, of our lives, of resource to move anti-racism work and to integrate places that aren't integrated with black and white folks together. And one of the things that comes to my mind is an article I read about Michael Leach. I think he's the founder of Little Caesars Pizza. And the reason it's important to me is that upon his death, it was highlighted, but he paid for Rosa Parks' housing from 1994 until she died. It was about a decade. And she was assaulted in her home for $53, I think it was. And in that case, the article went into the world. He read the article and he got in contact with her and said that you can move you to a much safer location. I will pay for your housing indefinitely until she passed away. And the reason it's important for me is that I'm thinking about Rosa Parks, which is the mother of the civil rights movement, was living in a place where she was not safe and where she was assaulted. Now, that could happen in almost a lot of different places, but I recognize that she didn't have enough resources to move herself to a safer location. And I think about that too because she was also assaulted by African heritage man. The name I saw on the internet was Skipper. And I looked him up too, and one of his challenges was he was lacking resource, and he was probably suffering from mental illness on multiple levels. A lot of things he was suffering from that allowed him to be in this space of desperation. I say that because if the mother of civil rights is given so much for the United States, that has libraries in her name, they're being built during the same time, and she doesn't have proper care until somebody reaches out and supports like the founder of Little Caesar did. And I say that because this is really important to track the magnitude of means of unrested labor. Rosa Parks' story and end-of-life resource situation is a good example of what happens when we don't back the folks that give everything so we can have access to the American experience that was not accessible to us prior to Rosa Parks and civil rights movement. And so I say that because I want us to be very sober in what does it mean to support unrested labor? We are not here to just match funds. We're not here to be entertained. We're here to change how our hearts and minds orient towards backing and supporting African heritage people and people of the global majority in general. That I hope we can get away from the idea of raffling and pressuring and really naming what's happening and see what we can all do to engage from our heart-centered, carnage-informed way. And that is what we're inviting into this meditation space, this prayer space, this song space. This is not about everything flowing succinctly and perfectly. It's about allowing the spirit of what we're doing, the energy of what we're doing to be honest and present. And that's what we're here to do. So I just want to prepare your hearts to understand what we're holding as a community and why we're not doing nothing beyond updating you on the numbers, letting you know what our hearts are, understand the magnitude we're up to. And we want you to track your own hearts and say, am I up for it? If you're up for it, we want you there. We need you there. And if you're not, if you're there to be entertained, you want to get entertained, this is not an entertainment event. There's powerful magic moving, but this is not for consumption. This is for us to be able to express who we are and what we're doing and how to get support around it. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for marching with us. We could not be here without you, but we're so glad that you're backing us in this way. And we hope that we can grow in the maturity around how do we get funds, how do we raise funds, how do we back funds, especially around the unrested labor awareness that we're bringing to the world. Much love.